Guest of today's function, Kothari Sahab. Guest of honor, special guest, Mr. Surendra Mohan. Guest of honor, Mr. V.S. Rao. Chairman of today's function, Mr. Narendra Nanda. Secretary of Hyderabad Chapter MEAI, Mr. Rajan. It is always a pleasure to be in the middle of a galaxy of mining professionals. And I certainly commend the decision of the Hyderabad chapter to hold this conference on a very topical subject, mineral production, mineral industry in India, essential for growth. The importance of minerals needs no emphasis. Minerals are the starting point for all down the line activities in infrastructure, power, steel, manufacturing, and it is oxygen for growth, it is oxygen for jobs, it is oxygen for inclusive development. If the government has promised that development will be there, it means that there is going to be mining. There is no doubt about it, because there is always a limitation of all that revolution, what is being talked about, that is blue revolution and green revolution, white revolution and saffron revolution, that is solar energy and so on. So we are all waiting for black revolution and brown revolution and liquid gold revolution and so on, and we are very hopeful. If we see the past, for the last 10-15 years, the growth of mining industry has been dismal. It has been very, very low, and because of that very reason, the GDP growth rate has come down. During the last quarter, the mining index is negative growth. But if we go still to the past, say independence, we were very well off comparatively. We were ahead of China in coal, ahead of China in iron ore, ahead of in many other minerals, not only petroleum and titanium and so on. But they have crossed us by several miles. And now that government is talking about catching up with China, then it gives it should give the mining professionals lot of hope and lot of expectations. And this is where we, Mining Engineers Association of India, comes in. We formed recently, apart from all that we are doing, we formed a committee of senior persons in the mining industry from all major regions like Goa, Odisha, Jharkhand, South, North, Rajasthan. And this committee has had meetings in Noamundi, in Goa, in Hyderabad, telephonic conferences from Chennai. And we found that we have to be partners with the government. We have to be with the government, considering the fact that there is a bright hope. And that is why we conducted a press conference yesterday. Earlier to that, we voiced our collective opinion to the symbolic way to the President because of some judicial judgments which we respect. We certainly respect Supreme Court. But since there was some anomaly in the Mines Act and MMRD Act and mines concession rules and so on, we requested that to the government, to the Prime Minister, to look into that and amend wherever required to make simple rules so that such misunderstanding does not happen. We requested him to also expedite renewal of leases, because Supreme Court has said that all mines should stop if the leases are not beyond first renewal. if government has not given express orders in writing. Today, as we have this conference, there are large number of mines who need to stop immediately, who has the potential to bring the whole nation to a grinding halt. That is what we expressed in our press conferences yesterday. There are other aspects also with regard to mineral conservation, safety, because Supreme Court has said, rightly said or wrongly said that tailings has to be dumped inside the pit, inside the mining lease only. If tailings and rejects have to be taken outside the mining lease, it has to be paid for. So we requested the government that we respect the Supreme Court judgment, but please do something so that these anomalies and misunderstanding is not there. We also requested the government to bring about a mineral security. You know, India has minerals, but India has a larger population. So India need a long, short and medium term plans for how they are going to get the minerals for this vast population. We also thanked the Prime Minister and the Environment Minister and the Chief Minister of Goa for taking bold decisions. What is that bold decision? One is that Chief Minister of Goa has said that I reject the Kasturi Rangan report. I reject because otherwise it will become a union territory. He said that we should mine within the 1 kilometer range. Why there should be two locks, one in Bhutan where you can mine within 1 kilometer, and why another rule in Goa. So we have said that our stand, MEI stand, what we had been vindicated, MEI has been vindicated. MEI has been saying again and again in so many conferences for the last so many years. Mr. T.V. Chaudhary had been voicing in a very, very loud manner that we should have notification of mineral bearing lands. Minerals do not come to us, we have to go to the minerals. And minerals lie in all hills, in ghats, in forests, in areas where there is no habitation. That is the geological formation where the minerals occur. So if you have planted trees there and you say no, you can't mine, or if there is some other reason, please, India has to develop, you have to make way. And so we need a mineral notification which assists the government or it assists in development and growth of India.